1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and... Oh, shucks, I can't dance.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Hi, everybody. My name's Ethan. Welcome back to...
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Up and Go with Muffins podcast.
Okay.
We keep doing that, by the way.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome back to
Up and Go with Muffins.
Yep. It's time for our weekly, bi-weekly session, I suppose.
Bi-weekly?
This episode, yeah.
You know,
or fortnightly, if you prefer.
Fortnite has killed
We don't talk about
the
Fortnite
bi-weekly industry. Yeah.
Well, doesn't bi-weekly sound like twice a week? Maybe I am wrong on that one. Bi-weekly does kind of sound like you mean twice a week.
I don't know. I say bi-monthly, and I mean every 2 months.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have Luke with us.
Talk about derivation of words.
We have
introduce
Luke
the
with us, and we
podcast
have
first, and
Ethan
then we
with
can
us.
start having a yarn. Oh, sorry, I'm talking over you.
That is
Slap on some
okay.
nice prefixes.
Yeah, this is episode 14, which is quite astonishing. Right before we started recording, we're talking about the fact that we are 2 episodes away from 24 hours of audio, pretty much.
Woo!
Yeah. Yep.
Which,
so, end of episode A16, we will have recorded exactly, well, not exactly, but more or less 24 hours.
close enough to 24 hours, yeah.
We'll be over it. It'll be a little, because our episodes average slightly longer than 1 hour and a half.
Someone want to go through to the hard yarns and figure out exactly when in the episode it'll be the 24-hour mark.
That's
Are
also
we counting
taking
the
out...
intro and the outro song?
yeah.
It's not too hard to do.
Daniel, did you hear that? Ethan just volunteered.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah. But
you finish your introduction, because I've got a first topic straight away, speaking of weekly.
Okay.
Straight away.
I don't need to do any introductions. You guys hopefully know who I am. This show, this podcast,
If you're listening to
is
this,
not
you already know
designed. This podcast is not designed for new listeners, like to jump in from episode 12 or 13. If you're listening to this, like
you got to see season 1 first.
Yeah. So hopefully all of you know who I am. I'm Daniel. My co-host
Hi,
Ethan.
Daniel.
Say hi, Ethan.
Are you telling me to say hi to Ethan, or do you want Ethan to say hi?
And the one who was just talking was Luke.
I immediately forgot hello in every other in 3 other languages. I know it.
Anyway,
ciao,
Luke,
because that's hello and goodbye.
did you want to kick us off with something?
Yeah,
Well, I was gonna go on a mini rant because when you were talking about like bi-weekly or fortnightly or what have you, one of my biggest
you start talking
complaints.
about fortnightly.
No. One of my biggest complaints with the English language is when we say this week or next week.
Okay.
If you ask me, that's the same thing. Like today is it is Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
this week contains up till next Saturday.
If I'm talking, yeah, I know, but this is my complaint about it. If I say I'm talking about the Wednesday that is coming up, so next week's Wednesday, because it is Saturday today, so the following week, the Wednesday, okay?
Yeah.
If I say this Wednesday, this coming up Wednesday, this Wednesday is what we consider to be correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
But next Wednesday is also that same Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
But we wouldn't. But that's not that you don't do that, because next Wednesday would imply the following Wednesday from this one, correct?
Now, I've got a surprise for you.
Hold on.
You may have heard it. It's called the Gregorian calendar, and we have numbers.
No,
I know, but like when
here's
people...
the thing. I think, Luke. I think what's correct is we'll go like into on Wednesday, right? Let's say today is Wednesday. Okay.
Can we?
Yeah.
If I say
you Saturday.
if I say this Thursday, I mean tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If I say next Thursday, it means the Thursday after that.
Yeah,
So,
that's how I understand it, and that's what seems to be considered correct.
But what
are you
also
going to
is
sit
correct,
there and tell me that I'm wrong if
No,
I tell you that next Thursday is still tomorrow?
No. See, like
That is the next Thursday, correct?
Yeah. I think
And
if
that's
you want
what cheeses me off.
You just got to clarify, like, if you mean the following week, you say Thursday next week or something. Then
I
no
don't think
one.
now they make me clarify for no reason at all. You
No,
know?
but I think we've come to essentially the agreement that this Thursday and next Thursday are the same thing, but next Thursday and this Thursday aren't the same thing.
Hold on, sorry, what? Say that again.
Wait, repeat last?
So we're on Wednesday, right? So tomorrow's Thursday. We can either refer to it by saying this Thursday or the next Thursday.
Oh, so with the in
Uh-huh.
front of the next.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. But if we were to, and so this Thursday in that order means next Thursday. But however, if we were to say next Thursday on a different day of the week, it would not necessarily mean this Thursday.
So a good friend of ours, Stephen, was recently chatting on Discord, and he was talking
he's gotta
about
hate this.
how Ethan's goal on this
Join the
podcast
Discord,
seems
by
to
the way.
be just trying to hurt his brain as much as he can.
Yeah.
And so, Stephen,
I
I
spite him.
apologize because I feel like this is going to hurt your brain because it's hurting mine.
Okay,
think
no,
this is
like
what looks good.
that. Like I get it, but I hate it.
Yeah, no, I do as well. I just reject the adjectives. I just say Thursday the 27th or whatever because I hate that. I hate that conundrum too.
I know. I always have to like clarify and be like, okay, so not this week because it is currently Wednesday, right? So this week ends on Sunday, but the following week after that, Thursday, are you available? And it just takes so long, and it's
Yeah.
so
Why
much
don't you just say
effort.
the
It's like-
following Thursday?
because
Oh, I suppose that could also
Because-
mean next Thursday.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You see, you
Yeah,
big brained
no.
yourself out of your own thing because I couldn't think of a response. But she's okay. That's my complaint. My rant's over. I just wanted to complain about that for a minute.
Speaking of English,
that's a
sorry,
fair
Dan,
rant.
did you have something to say?
I was just going to say I think it's a fair rant.
Yeah, no,
Let
I
me
think
know,
it's also
let me know in the
topical.
comments or join the Discord and let me know if you agree and how you get
To-
around that nonsense too.
Now, I mean, YouTube recommendations is a wonderful and strange place of an algorithm. I'm not an English major, but last time I got recommended a video on English spelling reforms, and that was interesting. And that's basically like the people who have gone, it's stupid that we spell things and pronounce them differently. Like, why is through, cough, and though all end of OUGH
Sounds
and
like the same
spelt
kind of
said
person who says
differently.
the world's flat who wrote that. TBH. No offense, flat
And
earthers.
so, they take this problem so seriously that they go, "I'm going to change how we spell words." And it's actually, there's actually a fair bit of history to it. It's kind of interesting. I don't have more to say than that.
Do you want to know the little speed fire fact that I found out today?
What was
Sure.
That from when the samurai first started, right? You might need to fact check me. It was a meme that I saw talking about it, so I could be wrong. But from the year that the samurai started and to the year that the fax machine was invented, there was only 200 years difference. So there's a good chance that samurai used fax machines.
That I hope that's true because that would
I
be
hope that's
brilliant.
true too.
Interesting. Because isn't it true that so when we go and talk about historical European martial arts, so like sword fighting, more or less, we don't have any direct lines to masters, right? There's no one alive today who was trained by someone who was trained by someone who was trained by someone back until the 1600s, 1200s.
I'll take your word for it. I have no idea.
Yeah, I've got no
yeah,
information on this.
This is what I've heard. However, with the samurai and sort of Japanese sword art, you do have a direct line of masters. So you've like legitimately got a line of someone who was trained by someone who was trained by someone who was trained by someone back until like the 1200s.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
That's actually pretty. I mean, that does make sense. I mean, the Japanese are a lot more traditional and what have you, and I feel like it would have been a lot more. I don't know, if preserved is the right word. Like,
Yeah.
they would have. I think there would have been a lot more of an effort made that the teaching,
Yeah.
from this guy was continuously passed down, and it like stayed. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No, I do feel that. No, because yeah, I was watching this video on this guy who was basically dunking on the sword nerds who are like, knights just call them swords. You know, they didn't really make too much of a difference if it was like a two-handed or, you know, they didn't call a
you
scimitar
like
a
swords?
scimitar. It's
Name all
just a
of them.
sword. Yeah. But I just thought it was funny. Because history is like one of those sort of like snobbish disciplines, right? Along with other things, where it's
Yeah,
like
of course,
you do
of
sort of
course.
Yeah, I guess
You
it
just
is
get-
kind of looked on as like if you're a history buff, it is looked on as kind of nerdish. And
Like, I was in-
snobbish. Sorry, it's the word you use. Snobbish
Hang
and
on,
nerdish.
can you like just
Yeah.
tell me something? Like, name something that if you're well knowledged in, people won't call you a nerd for.
Food?
That's genuine. Yeah, but then you're a foodie, and that's like a thing of its own
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
What about like chef? Like chefs don't tend to like, and I don't mean like food tends to be like
The Bible.
I don't know. I
you
know.
still get called a nerd.
Yeah,
Well, you can't call a chef a nerd or something because they'll just throw a knife at you.
yeah, but no, I know what I know the difference because like Luke was talking about like a foodie who's someone like, oh, I like this type of food because it does this, and like can tell you the history of a dish. Where like a chef was someone who's like very skilled. I think when it comes to like not being nerdy, quote unquote, is to be honest the practicality of the discipline.
Okay. Yep.
Like
So
I
you're
get you.
Pretty
saying
much-
like more knowledge based versus like practical based?
well, how not necessarily like how applicable.
As in how much you can actually use the knowledge that you have.
outside your
Right.
domain, I
So
would
like
say.
a history
So, for
buff.
example,
Pretty
Yeah.
much people who learn Latin, for example, are just a waste of space in society.
Yep, essentially.
yeah,
No
they're,
offense.
they're useful for reading. They're useful for reading old Latin texts. They're
That's true.
incredibly specialized in their skill. Like even in my area, right? Like pure mathematicians are like nerdy compared to like applied mathematicians. Mathematicians. And so within nerdy things, there's nerdier parts of it. But yeah, I do think it comes down to how applicable it is.
Yeah,
in terms of,
I can see that making sense.
Yeah, because like, if are you a nerd if like you're a really good like mechanic?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think I'd say you're a car
Heck yeah.
nerd.
Yeah, but like no one really like no. Yeah,
No, you
sure,
don't- you
but
don't-
No
you
one.
don't-
No
you
one
don't
uses
pull
it in
into
the
the
traditional
mechanic.
sense.
Give them your car and go, oh, you nerd.
Yeah.
True. I think it would depend on the person because like as we kind of switch over, well not switch over, but you know what I mean. Like a lot of the mechanics currently are all looking ready to retire, and the new kind of our age people will start taking over the garages and stuff, right? So I think as like our generation starts to take over more, and as the older generation phases out more, I think that's when it's going to become more nerdy. It's gonna not because you take your car in and old John the mechanic will be like, what's wrong with it today? He's not gonna go. The car's not gonna roll, and he's not gonna go. Oh wow, that's an M something with a blow off valve. Is this aftermarket? He's not gonna like talk about your
Right,
car
yeah,
probably.
yeah.
But younger people or people newer to the trade that will start to take over, I think, will be a lot more nerdy. I think.
But is
I
that?
reckon.
Do you reckon that's a product of age? Because it's kind of.
That's
Like,
pretty much what I'm implying. I think.
Because I do think it's kind of will come full circle, and once the like nowadays, like the guy who will
Younger
like
ones.
at the moment will comment on you having a blow off valve on your M5 or something.
Yeah.
He's just going to get to the point where he's so jaded that it just
But he's just tired
someone
of
will
it,
drive the car into the shop, he'll give it a slap, listen to it, and tell you what's wrong
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Exactly. But now as like the younger generation starts to take over, and particularly the trades, I'll leave it to that for now. They're all going to still be
it.
like
Counting's a trade. Changed my mind.
yeah. They'll be like fresh out of uni. They're still buzzing from all this new stuff they know. They want to like talk about it and just constantly be in the or keep using mechanics, be in the car scene, you know what I mean? Whereas as they work more and give it like 10 to 15 years of doing the trade, they'll be like burnt out as all hell.
Yeah, they kind of just. I guess everything. Yeah, no matter what you love, it will always lose its magic.
Yep.
What a great.
Well, I don't think always,
That's why a
but
hobby's so important.
No, I mean, I was sort of just being extra depressing for comedic
well,
effect.
no, like, so like I listen.
But I do think,
Sorry, I was just gonna say, I obviously I listen to a lot of like board game podcasts and stuff, and they'll often like interview like designers or something, or not even just designers, but people who went from just enjoying the hobby to doing something like doing a YouTube channel or and like a question that often pops up is like now that you do it almost professionally, like so YouTube reviewers, right? They have to play lots of board games and review them so that they can keep their channel going.
Yeah.
It's like, does your love for it kind of die down? And most of the time, the answer is yes. It's like, because it's a
you can't do something 8 hours like as a job.
Yeah, exactly.
For the majority of your week and for like years on end and stay as in love with it as you first started.
Yeah, like that. I fully agree with that. That's why hobbies are so important.
Yeah, a hobby
Because,
separate to your job.
Yeah, like if you take your board gamer YouTuber, like he would have started off as he liked board games. He starts playing board games, and then he makes a YouTube channel, and then his channel blows up, and he goes, "Oh, I can do this full time." He probably was, I don't know, working a generic 9-to-5 job before that or whatever, and did his stuff on the weekends. So his board games was his hobby, and he enjoyed doing it. Now he needs something else to do as something he enjoys. That's kind of what I found. Like when I was cooking,
you did not want to.
I liked cooking. Then as I did it more, I started to enjoy it less and less as far as the like professional restaurant side went. But my hobby was ambulance work. I loved like having a day off and jumping on the trucks. And now that I still do love the ambulance, but now that I do that more frequently and more full time, it's like, okay, I need something else to do that's not ambulance, because what used to be my hobby and the things I did on my off days is now what I do full time. So
I also think there's
else.
Yeah.
Dan?
No, you go.
I was just going to say, I also think it's got to do with something with mastery of the particular subject, right? Because, that initial love with you tends to push you towards wanting to master it and know as much as you can about that. And part of that sort of like starting that journey is like, that's what the fun is about. That's what the love is. And after a certain point, there's only so, it varies from discipline to discipline, but there's actually only so far you can climb upon this mountain, unless it's probably better to phrase that there's only so far, someone can climb on the mountain depending on their abilities and their own willingness to do so. And like the more you climb, the less I don't know. This is a stupid analogy, but
I think I get what you're saying. Like there's only so much you can really learn about a certain topic or subject.
Yeah, especially if it's specialized.
Yeah, and the love of learning more and more about it, just continues to kind of fuel you.
Because I guarantee, if you take these board game guys who are like sick to death of playing games, I'm not saying they are, but some days it will feel like that, and you show them a game that's got completely new mechanics that they've never seen before, they'll love it.
Yeah,
but
I'd say
it's
that.
just because they're tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over again with a different coat of paint. I mean, like, and in a way, this is for me, like, because I drive cars, right? I've gone very cynical about sort of certain cars, being as a valet driver. But whenever there's something new or interesting, even if it's like rather like not what you can do to like a traditionally nice car to drive. Like to me, Rolls Royces and Range Rovers are very boring to drive. I don't enjoy them. But if I see something that I haven't driven or something that looks interesting, then I'm more excited to drive it than something that you would consider, like, a lot of people consider either a dream car or a nice car to drive.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Like, because it comes down to, like, when you said you get bored of a particular thing, that's how, like, take League of Legends, for example. The reason that game is still so popular and has such a large player base is because the meta constantly changes. Like, the game in Season 1 is still, the general principles are the same, but the game has still changed so much in that time.
Yeah.
So, like, it's the same with like other games and stuff when they like add new things or like whatever. But when you're just constantly seeing the same thing or playing the same game and it's pretty much going to be the same outcome or same results every time, like that's how come those kind of games just do better all around. I mean, it's an online game, so you can't really compare it, but
yeah.
Well, I suppose the equivalent thing would be something like World of Warcraft, which none of us ever played super actively. I did play, but I mean that game had like a 12-year lifespan and it's still kicking today. But I mean, they're still releasing expansions. It's insane what they did with it.
And not only is it still kicking, but like offshoots of it are still kicking, right? Hearthstone is World of Warcraft, the collectible, online collectible card game, right? That is major. That's your biggest digital collectible card game out there. Like
Yeah.
Magic the
didn't
Gathering,
realize
you
it was
know,
the
is
biggest.
the biggest
I thought
collectible card
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
But its digital version isn't as big as
It's
Hearthstone.
not as big as Hearthstone, yeah.
Yeah, because Hearthstone is
Because
purely
Hearthstone's
digital.
better to play.
And
Yeah,
there's
Hearthstone's huge.
what's the League Riot game?
Like Legends of Runeterra.
Legends of Runeterra.
Legends of Runeterra.
That's good, and that's gotten a lot of love. But I think it would take a lot of time, and
dethrone
even then, I
Hearthstone.
don't even think it will. Just
Nah.
because Hearthstone already has years
Market
of
share.
build up of a community.
Player base, yeah.
Player base, that's
community,
what I was
just
looking for.
player loyalty as well.
The thing with genres is it's really hard to like come into something so specific and do something interesting enough that it becomes like the defining game for that genre.
Yeah.
Like it almost always tends to be the first game. Like I suppose whether or not it's correct or not, a lot of people probably think of Skyrim as like one of the biggest defining RPGs. I don't like the term RPG because it's stupid in terms of like how broad it's applied to so many games that it essentially means nothing now.
Yeah.
But like the type of and so I'm going to say it without labels, but the type of game Skyrim is used to judge everything in that vein, even though Skyrim was like by far not the first.
No, heck no.
Not even
However,
close.
when
it's
you
not even
start
the first
looking,
in its series, like
yeah.
Yeah,
However,
Elder
when you
Scrolls
go
5.
back and look at other genres such as Age of Empires, Age of Empires 2, sure. Age of Empires is an old game and an old game, and yet everything is still like all the new real-time strategy games are pretty much still compared to it.
Yeah, because everyone just goes, "Oh, it's just like Age of Empires." Age of Empires is just known as the thing. I mean, it's kind of
it's like Skyrim with guns,
It's kind of like when someone makes a product, right, and then their product just becomes known as what it is. You know what I mean? Like, take like the Apple,
like
the iPod,
Velcro.
for example. Yeah, like it did kind of switch to the MP3 player because people were being snobs about, I don't have an MP3, it's an iPod, there's a difference. But like, even though
I have a Zoom.
the name or whatever, like a brand will release a particular thing or something, and even though that's their particular name for it, that's just what every single class of other brands that make the same item sort of is known as. You know what I mean?
How every middle-aged woman calls a gaming console an Xbox.
Yeah, pretty much like that, but not quite, because most of us know the difference between an Xbox and a PS whatever nowadays. But
yeah, no, but I'm talking about they don't.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
they don't. They just go, oh,
well, even if they just don't care enough to learn.
Yeah. They'll be like, just go play on the Xbox or whatever.
yeah, chuck it on the Xbox. And we're like, Mom, it's a PlayStation. I'm not poor. I'm kidding.
So if I may just cut in quickly, you know what I just said goodbye to today?
Oh, don't tell me your Xbox died.
Don't tell me the
Your
bug
360?
died.
Xbox One is fine. Xbox
Oh,
360
phew.
did die, but that's not what I was talking
no.
about. But no, so
Rest in pieces, nonetheless.
a bit of a news flash for those listening who may not know, but we have to move out of the house.
Oh yeah.
In,
Oh, that's right.
in
Yeah.
a month or two. I think 2 months.
It's been moving day for you boys.
Yeah. And so we're just kind of clearing up. I'm just slowly, throwing junk out of my room. And so I went up into my closet and I was like cleaning stuff up, and up there was my Xbox original. Just sitting up there. I haven't touched that thing in years, but I never threw it out. I just kind of kept it.
I've still got
does
mine
it work?
too, and it's in perfect working condition.
No, I believe it does work, but it was like what's the word? Like it was glitchy, I guess.
It red ringed, or I guess.
It just didn't work well. And it wasn't worth like
It's like
salvaging
what?
or
Like,
anything. So,
yeah.
but yeah,
Salvaging,
so I threw that out into the tip.
Oh.
Yeah. At least donate it to a home.
Give it to the poor people.
Just plug it in at Subway and hook it up to a TV.
They're like, what are you doing? And you'd be like, nothing. They're like, oh, okay.
In saying that, it is kind of funny how much stuff you can get away with a Hi-Vis, because like I'll often after work, I'll go shopping, and I don't take my Hi-Vis off, and people just assume you know what you're doing.
You wear a Hi-Vis for your job?
Yeah, well, I have to. I work at the airport.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got to wear Hi-Vis because there's cars driving around, and health and safety.
Yep.
Osh is our overlords. But yeah, so I don't take it. I've got an official Air New Zealand Hi-Vis jacket.
Ooh, look
So,
at you.
what-
Have you
what-
driven on the tarmac yet?
I have.
Oh, me too. Damn it! I was hoping you.
Yeah,
you
you're
had
trying to flex on me with your ambo skills.
Yeah.
The Hercules was testing the engines today, which is the plane that flies from Christchurch, the American plane that flies. Sorry, not the Hercules, the American Air Force plane that flies from Christchurch to Antarctica. Was they're giving the engines a bit of a pump today, and it was very loud. Like,
oh, those things are wicked loud.
We've got
No,
a
let's talk about
specific
Hi-Vis because that's funny. I saw a video the other day. I mean, I saw it ages ago, but it keeps popping up. It's like the one where those guys like two of them chucked on Hi-Vis and they just carried a ladder and just saw like how far into places they could actually get just by wearing Hi-Vis and carrying a ladder.
Oh,
like,
that
they just
sounds good.
waltzed into like bloody movie theaters and what, and just no one batted an eyelid because they're like, yeah, they're probably meant to be here, you know?
yeah.
I was like, man. I was gonna say one of my favorite things actually, because I mean you'd be in a similar boat, Ethan, because you probably like you go on a tarmac or places you can't normally go. I love going through doors that say access restricted personnel only or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't technically have access, but I have to go in there for work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a
love
swipe
doing
card that
stuff
let
like
me
that.
in, but like at least I get to go through signed doors that say don't be
yeah.
here if you shouldn't.
Or you'll be with someone. They're like, right, cool. You just got to come this way to get the patient, or the patient's just through here. Or
The
something.
the only time
deep
I've
into
had
the...
like a swipe
you
card
go.
to get in somewhere. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
You were
Well, I
finished.
was kind of done anyway, to be honest.
The only time I've ever had a swipe card to get into like exclusive places was at Promise Keepers one time when Dad was a speaker. So I got like a VIP pass, and like I only used it once just because I could. It was just like to get into like an upstairs area, which there was another door too as well, but this was like the quicker way. And I just like swipe it and it opens. It's like yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about Hi-Vis is a funny story that I heard, and
Go on.
it's somewhere in the UK. There was a zoo and like a national park, and there was like a shared parking for both of them. And
Right.
there was a guy that was the parking meter guy. I don't know what you call those people. And you know he would charge like £3 or whatever, and like find you a parking spot. You know, and that's what it was. You had to pay £3 or whatever. And so then like it did this for years, and then one time apparently just no one showed up, and heaps of people were ringing the zoo and the national park and whatever. Sorry, people were ringing the zoo saying that hey, no one's shown up for the parking. And so the zoo contacted the national park, and they're like, "Hey, your parking guy hasn't shown up." And the national park was like, "We thought he was your parking guy." Apparently, some bloke had just for years been like charging like £3 and like getting people to park, like you know, but he wasn't official or anything. He just had a Hi-Vis on.
Wait. He must have made bang.
Yeah, no.
Whoa.
Let's do some
That-
quick math.
Yeah.
Let's say it's a popular zoo. Let's say you got 30 cars an hour, right? At $3, you're making 90 quid an hour. You do that for your like standard full-time job. You're making 300.
Like 8 hours a day.
You're making 3,000. Yeah, you're doing 3,600. And this is cash, mind you, so he's not paying tax, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well, of course he's not paying
Well,
tax.
he's not technically employed. He doesn't even have to pay tax. Yeah.
He was technically like, I guess, taking donations from people.
And so what? That's a week. He was making $187,000 and $187,200 annually.
Wait, are you talking pounds or
Assume
like our dollars?
Pounds.
Whoa.
So that's
About-
almost double for New Zealand
That's
dollars.
all. Yeah.
That's
Wow.
about 700,000. Sorry,
That is actually
370,000.
genius. Hats
yeah,
off. That's
uh,
so good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
find that.
to be
I find
fair,
that
that
quite
doesn't-
funny. That just goes to show what you, like you said, what you can
The
get away
power
with
of
with
the
a Hi-Vis.
Hi-Vis.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, kids, if you're a budding criminal, invest in Hi-Vis.
No,
I-
don't.
I
That's
have-
actually.
I-
That's
I do-
actually.
I-
I know that's a problem here. People will like. I don't want to like. Robbers will go into dairies in Hi-Vis
really?
and like clothes. Yeah. Act
Oh, wow.
as like
Yeah.
just what do you call them? Appies.
I do have to
or-
announce that I have
builders or
stocks in the
something.
company that make Hi-Vis vests, but
Oh really?
no,
Yeah, no,
nothing like
people
that.
will genuinely like I've heard multiple occasions and
Yeah,
seen it
yeah.
happen where they'll
Huh.
like two people will dress as tradies.
It's really common for like
chuck
getting
Hi-Vis on,
smokes.
go into the dairy, Like walk in, no one's really paying attention, then they'll just rip the place up.
Wow.
Yeah,
Or
or
just like pull it.
as most common for smokes.
Yeah, we'll probably pull a knife in this country, but
I mean, yeah, it's interesting, the smoke tax, because it's like, what do you? They do. If you increase something, if you make people pay $40 essentially a packet for something people smoke, if they're really addicted, 1 or 2 a day of, they're not just going to stop.
One or two
No.
packets a day.
Yeah,
Okay, so
like heavy, like a heavy smoker's a pack a day. A heavy smoker's 2 packs a day. I've known 2 pack a day smokers.
wow. Okay.
That's insane. I have no idea
that's
how you
an
can smoke that much.
I don't know how you can afford that.
Well, I'll tell you how you can afford that, because back when they started, a pack in New Zealand used to cost about $3, and then they started taxing it.
That's true. Question.
And now it's about yeah.
Because they're so taxed. Like, who gets does that tax go to the government?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so it's not like
juiced.
it's the tobacco companies will still be making bank, but like a lot of it does not go to them though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just it just so happens that they have a fair incentive to make a lot of money off people who have an addiction to things.
Right, gotcha.
Because like, and the literature is quite clear on this. After a certain point, if you make something expensive and someone is addicted enough, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They will either they will find a way to keep getting it, or they will buy it.
Wasn't there a push to make New Zealand smoke free like a couple of years ago or something?
There still is. It's smoke free by 2025, and it's not
Why
going
are
to
we
happen.
making weed legal then?
We're not. But
we're trying.
A party's trying. The referendum will probably fail, but we'll see. Time will tell.
Which and that's just me being completely curious.
Yeah.
Which party is pushing it?
Greens.
The Greens,
Oh.
surely.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course they're pushing it.
Yeah.
They've always been pushing it.
No.
And rolling it. And
There's arguments for both sides, which we won't get into. But what's more important than anything is that you vote your conviction. So
Yes.
enroll and vote.
You are listening to this, and you
Make
are
sure you're
eligible to
enrolled.
vote. Then enroll and vote. If you are listening to this and you are not eligible to vote, get a fake ID, enroll and vote. This
Don't forget
message
to
is sanitarium
research the
approved.
parties. If you're gonna vote, do your proper research.
Yeah,
Make sure you actually
yes.
look at the
Yeah.
parties and not just the person who will be in charge. You know.
Yeah,
Be engaged in your community.
Without promoting any parties or anything, I do I feel very strongly about the fact that people should research before voting on the parties
Absolutely.
and stuff.
And,
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not
yeah,
about
the big
picking the
thing is
color
don't
you
just
like.
look at the person who will be the prime minister and be like, oh, they're pretty cool. I like their ideas.
Yeah,
That's just them.
without-
That's what the party does, not just the person.
Yeah. Without saying who, but I know me and you are probably voting for different parties, Ethan.
We're minority party voters,
But
more or less.
But I also know that both me and you, well, I know you've researched, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you know I've researched, and I'm not. That's
Yeah.
fine. If you've researched and you've come up with your reasons for why you're voting for this party, I can't really fault
Yeah.
you for that. But
Yeah.
if you're just I just chose this party.
Yeah.
Then,
I like the color. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. She's
I have
pretty. I'm going
honestly
to vote
heard
for
that
her.
one
Yeah.
before.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't care who people vote for as long as they're actually convicted of the
Yeah.
reason they're voting.
I care, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to
Die on a
What's the
hill
word?
over it.
Yeah.
Not gonna make a big
Well,
deal.
there's
out
a
of it.
little political section
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Political sessions. We're sponsored by the Electoral Commission New Zealand.
Yeah.
This
God,
episode
good.
was sponsored by Our Opinions.
I mean, just saying, if
If you
Sanitarium
don't,
had
the
a
orange-
party, then, they'd have my vote.
Yeah.
Bro, they'd have my
Yeah.
vote.
Who's the head of the Sanitarium company? They should run for
Yeah,
prime
yeah.
minister.
Oh, Mr. Go. Mr. Go.
Go.
I believe.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be wouldn't that be a thing because they're owned by the 7-Day Adventists?
Oh, you
Oh,
mentioned
yeah, so
that.
wait.
I forgot that was a fact.
Yeah, I have no idea
Yeah.
who runs it.
No, hang on. Are they properly owned, or does the 7-Day Adventures just own 51% of the company? or
Who
something?
knows? I don't know now.
I don't. Okay, I've just hang on. Stop.
just know
I just
they're
realized
involved.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Stop.
Okay, random question.
Go on.
Not so random because I only thought of it because when
Is it
opening
random or is it
Google-
not random? Please be specific.
Yes.
Okay.
So-
as you were.
So League of Legends has just apparently announced their latest champion to come out.
Right.
And what I want to talk about specifically, though, is the fact that how they've done it is they've created an official Instagram, Twitter, and where do you get a lot of rappers? SoundCloud. A SoundCloud page for this character, right? As if the character is a real person, and the person's interacting and even posting like fan art, being like, "Oh, you drew me really cute," and that sort of stuff. And so my question is, how do you feel, not about this specific case, although you can mention that, but like this type of marketing?
Are you going to ask about VTubers? I feel like it's incredibly. Have you not seen like Kizuna AI and like these sort of like, it's like a streamer, but instead it's like a cute anime girl.
Wait, so like a person will create like a persona for themselves and then like
that's not what I'm
a very crude example.
I know
like,
that's not what you're
pink
talking
guy.
about.
So another example is when Godzilla King of Monsters was coming out, right? The movie where he fights a whole bunch of the monsters and all that. Before it came out, there's a company in there called Monarch in the movie universe, and that company researches the monsters, and they created a fake website as if it was the official Monarch website, and you could go there and see the research they've done and stuff. And so like I'm just talking about that type of marketing where they try to market it as like real life thing. Jurassic World did it as well.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's interesting, but depending on the case, I think it's incredibly like predatory, in terms of and like a bad thing in general, in sense that in the case of a champion, you've got a real like cult following. Like let's take K-pop, right? You get someone who's popular enough, you get a cult following, and they will like. And I'm very cynical about this, and it feels like they're trying to create the same thing, and then when they and then this will happen to be one of the best champions for skin sales, like guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like in the case of a movie, I'm less cynical because I feel like it's just hyping, and it's not like trying to create like this persona thing. Because and it would be the same, and it would be the same if like any character like had that sort of like waifu status thing, and they did it in a weird way where like they were playing into the fact that people unhealthily like attach themselves to characters and then monetarily exploiting that. Not good in my opinion.
Not good. Yeah.
I mean, as a business move, it's brilliant, but as like a moral judgment, I don't think bad.
Yeah, I can't fault that. You were going to say something, Luke?
I was still muted. Oopsies. I was just gonna give my 2 cents. I think I pretty much agree with Ethan. I'm the kind of guy who would like look at that Instagram and be like, that is so cringe. But if say I made some kind of joke about it and she replied, I'd be going, oh, you know what I mean? I'd be like one of those guys, say that it's like super cringe, but yeah. Like I think I look at that like I when you sent the link earlier on, Daniel, I looked at it and I thought, oh gosh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do agree it is a brilliant marketing ploy. It's cool to see like the idea. I think. Like I think it's a neat idea, and as cringe as I think that it is, I think it is still pretty cool if done right. But yeah, I don't know. I think that example in particular, like, because she is like a waifu kind of character, that I'm just like, oh, that's terrible. But also, I
like
it's
kind, like it's kind of in like the realm of like a TV was like they were advertising ads on TV, and they're like, if you don't have a product, you'll die. Like it's what I would call unethical. Like, right. It's
Oh no, actually, I'll drink to that.
I think I mean personally for me, I mean the whole discipline of marketing is essentially unethical when I get into it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because at its core, it's about manipulating and taking advantage of the human condition and emotions to make monetary profit. And exploiting that. It's not simply like, oh, we've got a thing that you will solve your problem. It's like, how can we like create an emotional attachment with people so they will give us as much money as possible. and there is a distinction between the two. So yeah, not a fan of marketing. In case you, in case it's not
In case
clear.
you didn't catch those vibes, yeah.
So wait, in marketing though, do you guys enjoy trailers?
No, I don't
No.
watch trailers, and nor do I
I
care
don't
for them.
generally tend to either.
Right.
Unless it's like a movie I've never heard of or something, and I'm like, oh, let's have a gaze and see if looks any good. But like, too many trailers just give away the whole movie. And
Yeah,
I've always
also-
found it. My other big complaint with trailers is they always put stuff in the trailers that aren't in the movies. Like, I'll see a scene in a
Yeah.
trailer that's just like a dope looking scene, and I'm like excited to watch the movie to see that scene in like 4K on the screens, you know, with like proper surround. And then that doesn't happen. And I'm just like, wow, what the.
What about like
Pers-
when you're already in the cinemas, watching another movie and a trailer comes on, like the trailer
Oh,
section.
bro, I only go to movies to watch those trailers. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm indifferent to them, but I mean, personally, I prefer like plot synopses. If I'm deciding on what to watch, I'm going to like either read like a plot, like a quick, like here's what the stories are going to be about.
I think I would much rather just see like a
rather than
poster that's
a
got all
trailer.
the characters on the front, like a good old Star Wars
Right.
one or something.
Yep.
I think I'd rather see
Look
like,
like
hey,
colours.
this looks cool. The colors look nice. It's obviously going to be like a rainy kind of serial killer movie sort of vibes, and you go, okay, this looks pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I'm
Give
also
that a
not
go.
that big of a movie buff though, so I don't
Yeah, I'm
really
not huge
think I
into
get.
movies either.
I don't think I like whether or not how I feel about trailers is.
I wouldn't call myself a movie buff. I definitely enjoy watching movies like a lot.
You watch
do
movies
like
a
a good
lot more
movie,
than
but-
me or Luke though, like
Yeah.
proportionally.
Yeah. Well, what would you guys consider a movie buff? Like what do you mean by that? Though? Just curious.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
Someone
when you
who
draw the line between like a buff or like someone who just enjoys movies. Like I'd say you enjoy movies if you watch at least a movie a week and go to the cinemas at least once a month.
I think the difference between a movie buff and someone who enjoys movies is someone who actively engages in the.
Are you in?
community
Do you
around it.
follow like r/new movies or something? I think they're new.
Yeah,
kind of-
like someone who's talking about movies,
Right,
it
okay,
enjoys like in general. Whereas someone who enjoys movies just might watch it. Like I do think there's a distinction between someone who consumes a lot of media and then someone who engages with the community around that media.
Yeah.
And that's like where I would put the label buff on it. Like I think I'm a review buff. Like I like
You
reviews.
go on
I
Rotten
like watching
Tomatoes, I
reviews. I
think.
like talking to people about different people's reviews. Like that's fun for me. I enjoy
Yeah.
Okay.
that. Where if I was just someone who watched a lot of reviews, I would just like watching reviews, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't like keep up necessarily with, with like movie news and stuff, but I do quite enjoy like if I just stumble across a movie coming out, and I'm like, oh, this looks cool, and then I'll look into it, and see what it's about and who's in it and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Movies is weird. I don't know. It's hard. I don't have a TV anymore. Because I live on my own. And I don't. That probably plays into why I don't watch movies, or like the type of video content that I consume tends to be a little bit more short factor nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I'm at university, you're sitting down, you're working, you're on your laptop, and then when I come home, like I want to do anything but that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like if I had a TV, I'd probably watch like or play games or something, but I just don't have that at the moment. So I tend to like read, sleep, cook, eat, life, the dream.
Yeah.
What do you do when you get home from work, Dan?
What do I normally do?
Yeah. Do you have a
Shower.
routine?
Wind down.
Yeah.
If I had my way, it would probably be like get home from work, after have
Light
a
some
shower
scented
and some
candles.
food. Probably be like play a board game with the family. But generally, as soon as I'm getting home from work, everyone else is heading out to work because they clean the school. So that doesn't happen. But normally it would be sit down and play something on the Xbox, really, or watch YouTube. Actually, that's probably my biggest one. I normally get home from work quite hungry, so I'll grab something, come out to sleep out, put YouTube on the Xbox.
I've got another follow-up question, which would you two say you are good at relaxing?
No.
No.
I feel like my hesitation to answer the question is
I think I've definitely gotten better at relaxing. Like if I know I want to just chill out or something, I won't play Counter-Strike or League or Valorant or something.
right.
Because I know that those games just wind me up. So I'm not kind of realizing what I'd do on like a day off on my computer. If I want to actually relax, I need to like sit down with a bowl of popcorn and like watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something, or not do like stuff that's gonna like wind me up, even though I'm not technically moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would say yes, I'm good at relaxing, but like when I specifically go, okay, I'm just gonna relax and chill. Like I wouldn't say my normal state of being is relaxed.
Yeah. No, what I was talking about was when you want to, like, if you go, can you like set aside a day for yourself for relaxing and then relax on that day? Because I can't, and it's frustrating.
I can't do that very well. I think I like stress myself up just trying to like sit down and do nothing because I don't like not doing anything.
Yeah, well, I think also for me and you, we've had like deadlines as well for a lot, and when you've got due dates on things, there's always the thing of like, am I using my time, effectively?
Yeah,
Like,
I
so
know
there's
if I
always that
allow
weird
myself
looming
to
guilt.
relax. Yeah, if I allow myself to relax, I can relax, but that's hard for me to do. Like when I finished, when I passed my assessment day and my diploma was completed, like the day after that, I sat down and I just went, you know, like that.
Yeah.
That was it, literally like my mind was like, "Yep, we've deserved some well spent just sitting in bed staring at the roof thinking about nothing." And then like
I feel the one place.
sort of thing.
Sorry.
I can't do nothing, but to me that's like I can relax in lots of other ways.
Yeah.
I can't.
I
just,
have to
like,
really feel like I've earned the right to do nothing or to relax.
I don't enjoy doing nothing really. If I'm gonna do nothing, I'll have a nap. Right? I don't
like,
enjoy.
You might as well make the most out of doing nothing and catch up on some sleep.
Yeah.
by doing nothing, how do you understand
But
that?
by doing nothing, I mean like just sitting on the lounge for like a couple of hours scrolling through like I don't know Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
Okay. Because like for me, I think like for me, relaxing like consists of like going for a walk, having a bath, and listening to music. Like that's like the things that do it for me. But I would also consider those doing nothing.
Okay. Right.
Have you guys ever tried meditating?
Yep.
I have. I like it.
I haven't for a long.
Sorry,
Sorry.
you finish first.
I was just gonna say I haven't for a long time, but I did used to meditate, and obviously for those listening, well, maybe not obviously, but like no spiritual meditation
You're
really,
not talking
but
like
just
chakra.
yeah. But I would just sit.
Opening or 7 chakras.
Yeah, I would go for a walk, and then sit somewhere nice and like just nice in the open, and just you kind of sit there, just
be present.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like it. I think it's good.
Because that's what I'm like trying to start doing. I've only done it like once or twice now because I keep forgetting because I'm not on the proper routine yet. But I'm like trying to like when I wake up in the morning, like before I really do anything, I'm trying to just like sit on my bed for like 10 minutes and just think about like I put myself in a place. Like my go-to at the moment is just like sitting at a train station and like listen to the people go by and imagine the odd train going past and just sit there and just focus fully on that for like 10 minutes and just like I don't know, I'm experimenting. I'm just like seeing if the whole like putting yourself somewhere or just like blanking out to the world around you, put yourself somewhere else and just sit in your own silence for 10 minutes, if that like makes an impact on how my day goes, like or my mental game, I guess, seeing if that like has any like positive effects or does what, because like I know a lot of people do that. They'll like put aside half an hour, 10 minutes or whatever, and they'll do that sort of stuff and just sit there and meditate. Really.
I think scents are kind of important to it as well. Like
sense?
Yeah.
Like
sense.
smell?
Yes.
Literal sense. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's if you can get in a nice place, nice smell, and it's good.
Well, for me, it's like any time I used to meditate, which wasn't often. It was like I don't know. I can only think of 3 or 4 occasions specifically, but it's always out in like nature, right? Like outside.
Right, yeah.
It's a good place.
Like I just enjoy if I'm going on like a walk or something, and like suddenly like the wind picks up, not harshly, but a nice wind picks up.
Just
I
noticing
sometimes
it.
enjoy just like stopping and you just let the wind kind of blow on you, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this
Like,
feels
you
nice.
hear the leaves rustling, and it's just like, yeah, this is nice.
Or like
Like
the
you-
best feeling, right, is if you're walking on a not a cloudy day, but just an all right day, and then suddenly clouds kind of move and the sun just kind of comes out, and like suddenly it's just a little bit warmer and nicer.
Yeah.
It's lovely to just like stop and just be like, oh, that feels so nice.
That's real
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I'm not sure how you guys understand meditating, but like for me, I guess I would describe it as focusing on the mundane, or like the things that you overlook normally in your life, and just like being present and aware of them.
Mm. I mean, because
So, yeah,
it's quite a versatile word. Like, if you you can meditate on something, like,
Yeah.
or you can
to think
the
of
way,
something.
the way I'm kind of using it is just like doing nothing, like sitting, putting myself somewhere, and just like letting my mind kind of flow, but also trying to not let it. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain because you can either sit down and just think about everything, but that just does me more harm than good.
Yeah, I think for me it comes down to sort of like like mentally watching yourself and sort of being aware of the things that you would normally do without noticing.
My idea of it is like a 10-minute hard reset to the brain in the morning.
Yeah, yep. I probably tend to do it in the afternoons, like Dan said, because I like doing it, especially in summer. It's real nice.
Late afternoon, early evening kind of thing.
Gosh,
when the wind's on the heading out to the ocean, and the sun's not going to burn you too bad.
Yeah. Do you guys ever go like sunbathing? Like, say you got a day off in the summer or something, you just go chuck off your clothes, sit outside in the sun, and just.
It's kind of like taking a bath. So like.
Oh, kind
yes
of.
no.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
You know what I kind of want to do?
All the time. Go for.
I'm sorry, I'll let you answer, Dan, but I just want to get this in while I remember. It's like those sort of like sensory deprivation tanks. I want to try one of those.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I'd be scared, but also I am kind of intrigued by the whole idea.
I would be intrigued, and like if the opportunity came up and a bunch of us were like, "Oh, yo, we should all have a go," I would be like, "Okay, sure, why not?" But I'm
Up
not.
and go with Muffins goes and does sensory
sensory deprivation.
Deprivation.
I struggle with English.
I'm not jumping at the bit to get it though.
No, neither am I. But I'd be open to try it.
Yeah. What was your question? Sorry.
It's just, do you ever just like, if it's a sunny day or something, do you ever just go outside and just sit in the sun and work on your summer board?
I haven't, and this is sound bad, and I know my boss doesn't listen to this, but I haven't since I started working, and that's weird because you'd think I'd get home and want to relax and do nothing. But
I guess
because
you
I
work in the
work
sun all the
outside
time anyway, eh?
Yeah, I work outside, and specifically in the summer, you're in the sun for like 6 hours, 7 hours, however long you're working, and so when I get home, I don't feel the need to spend any time outside.
Yeah.
And so that's often why my getting home from work routine is doing something inside, just sitting down,
you want to be in a
watching
more
YouTube,
like
playing
nice
games,
climate-controlled room or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad deal. So I was just looking at the sensory deprivation tanks.
Oh.
So 60
I
minute.
thought you were just like kind of
sponsor, that would've
browsing
been
Trade Me, bored of the conversation.
That would have been a flawless segue if we had a sponsor too.
No. Yeah. Hey, up it goes. Let's say for $2 per liter. No. I was going to say, I was looking at an unnamed sensory deprivation tank provider, and for 60, you can have a 60-minute float and a 45-minute massage for $50, which is expensive. However,
$150.
Yes. However, normally a massage on itself is like in that range, so not bad as far as I'm concerned.
Have you ever been for a massage? Either of you two?
Yeah.
Have you, Daniel? I don't think you have, eh?
No, I've never been for a massage. No.
Yeah.
It is wonderful. You do it.
It's pretty good.
You got one for your birthday, didn't you, Luke?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did. I got given
didn't
a voucher.
take
That was
me,
fantastic. What do you mean didn't take you? Wasn't
We had a
couples
deal.
massage, brother. Actually, no, wait. You reminded me. We did kind of, eh?
No,
Oh, book it in sometime. I'd actually be keen.
Yeah.
I've been going up
Need
and
a
get some
massage.
massage. Yeah.
We
Well,
should totally go to like a,
surely.
we should totally go to like a spa resort during winter.
A day spa or something. I mean,
Like
as
in
much
winter.
Are
as,
you
like,
allowed to film in there or something? Like we should just like
I think
like
you
a
can.
vlog?
get 3 tables next to each other. Just have it.
Just do a podcast while it goes.
Do a podcast where we're all like faced
Wait,
out of the
that's
table.
genius.
I would
That's
totally be
actually
keen if that's
genius.
something we could
If you
do.
guys want to see this, let us know.
Yeah,
How
no, that'd be
good would
fun.
that
I feel like you'd
Just-
get some like young,
Like
and,
hot rocks on your back.
Oh, we're talking and it will be good. No, it's
be
the
a lot of
thing.
tension.
I'll talk about day spas for a minute actually, because I don't. It's not as bad as it was, but there's always been like that stigma that like a guy can't go get pampered. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like
wrong.
I don't really have much of a
Down
skincare
with
routine,
manliness.
but I'm making a bit more of an effort. Like I do have some of that silly like moisturizer that's like
Yeah.
marketed for males and stuff like that, and it's nice, but I often just buy like the face mask, like the cheap face masks from Kmart or stuff like that, because it's nice. I love like
women's
going in
shampoo.
and just
It's
like
way better.
yeah. I always
Well,
buy
not that
shampoo.
shampoo is particularly relevant to me anymore, but
Yes, well, and the stuff like that.
Bit
I just
body
don't
wash.
like that. A lot
Yeah.
of people like frown upon you, especially like in
I don't want a body
The
wash that
more-
smells like gasoline.
yeah. It's like oh, that's what girls do. That boys can't do that. Da, da, da. I'm like yeah, they can. I love going in and like getting a massage and
Have you guys ever got like a
getting all
pedicure or
cleaned up,
manicure?
Getting a shave. No, but I'm
I
keen
haven't
to.
either. I don't know. I think I wouldn't mind having my neck I don't know. I think
Yeah.
if I had to choose between one of them, I'd get my feet done. Just because
Yeah,
I drive a
don't
lot,
Like
and like
I don't make an
my
effort.
feet, my
sorry,
shoes
you
rub
finish.
against me and they get sore.
yeah, I don't make like a massive effort to be like to keep myself pretty all the time, but I do like feeling pretty. You
I
know what I mean? Like you go
didn't.
and you just come out feeling clean and
Yep.
like you're tidy and you've had a nice shave and you're all nice and loose because you got a massage and your hair's looking tidy. I like that.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't used
great.
to, but once I started shaving my head, you kind of like it demands its attention then, and it's not something you can put off, really.
Yeah.
I mean, unless
I get that. Yeah.
and
with,
so when I'm doing that, and I need to moisturize my head, so while I'm at it, I do the rest of my skin and stuff like that, right? Because it's like, wow, it's like going for a run. The hardest part isn't the running; it's like putting on your shoes and actually walking out the door type thing.
Yeah,
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
true. The mental game.
Yeah. No, yeah, I do that. Like, I don't shave my beard that often, so when I
Yeah.
do, when I trim it or whatever, I do
It's
take
like,
the
well, I'm already
time.
doing this.
I do take the time to properly, I've got like some skincare stuff that I'll put on my face and make it feel
Yeah,
nice.
you like give yourself a proper moisturize
Yeah.
and a bloody
properly
like,
wash my
take
face.
your blackheads out and de-oil yourself and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do it every morning or every day. I probably do it like I shave my head about every third day. So about
Yeah.
then is my thing.
Well, sorry.
I'm kind of just when I can be bothered, I wake up one morning and be like, you know what, I need to like give my face a proper wash and like moisturize. and
Yeah,
stuff. And
you
I'll do
do-
it sometimes if I'm like going out to an event or something.
Mm.
I'll be like, yeah, let's put a bit of effort just so I look a bit nicer.
Yeah. No, you do wake up some days and like feel like dirty.
Yeah, you
Like-
do.
Yeah, it's not a great feeling.
No, I've got pretty good skin anyway. Like my acne cleared up pretty quick after the whole like teenage growth spurt and stuff. So I've got like alright
That's
skin in
same
general.
with me. Actually.
But I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we
I'm
all got
so
pretty
happy.
lucky. Like
Yeah, we
none
all
of-
got pretty blessed.
none
I
of
still
us,
get
like-
the odd spot, but like barely.
I don't get acne. I get like like red, like inflamed skin,
Yeah,
but I don't get like breakouts and like pimples and stuff.
yeah,
Whereas I used to get pretty bad acne.
yeah. You and
Yeah.
me both. We both hit pretty hard with the acne stick, but it cleared up.
Hmm.
I'm so grateful.
Just random question, like so, because I'm pretty sure your asthma is like a lot better than it used to be as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I do like still have inhalers and stuff,
Mhm.
but I don't really use them. Like if I do strenuous exercise, I'll get super wheezy, and it does
does
get
the
like a
big
little
puff.
harder to breathe. And I could
Mhm.
take it. I could take it, and it'd probably be a bit better. But it's not bad enough that I go, oh,
that you need.
I
it,
need
yeah.
this if I'm going to run. So I do still get wheezy and whatever. I have bad cardiovascular in general, but yeah, I think I ended up in like an ambulance like once or twice from asthma attacks when I was a kid, but it was never like super bad.
Mm. I know. I need glasses. That's I'm watching my eyes
yeah.
go.
Welcome to the club.
Do you
Yeah,
have
no,
glasses?
No, I don't. But
Oh.
I need to go get my. I know that if I go get my eyes checked, I'll be prescribed some.
Right. Yeah.
The longs or the fars? Oh, so that's
Uh,
the same thing. The longs or the shorts?
The longs,
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe.
The longs or
that-
the fars.
Short-sighted. Look.
now, because I never bothered to learn, long-sighted is when you can't see long.
No,
Right?
incorrect.
No,
For
long-sighted
some
means you
reason,
can
it's
see long.
backwards.
Yeah, because that's
Okay.
what you can do. You are long-sighted.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Then I've
you
got.
just cleared up like 21 years of wandering for me, Daniel. Thank you.
Yeah, I can see long. It's like the short range and
Oh,
Right,
so you
so-
need reading glasses then,
yeah,
basically.
essentially.
Yeah, so you're
short range,
long-sighted
and I'm
then.
blur, and I'm blur out. Like that's what, like I noticed like my eyes will just go blurry for like a couple of minutes and then come back, and I
Yeah,
can't focus on anything.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Do you have yours astigmatism, Daniel? Do you like rugby ball shaped eyes?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I know because I've got astigmatism, I think, which is where my eyes are more shaped like a rugby ball than a soccer ball. So the optical nerve doesn't quite meet up properly with the actual eyes, and that's what causes me my problems.
Right. Okay.
Dan just have eyes that don't work.
Dan just got eyes. Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know.
I don't
man, their
know.
eyes, they don't work properly.
I was too young when I got glasses to kind of ask
Quite
or
know why.
understand what
Yeah,
was
that's
wrong.
true.
Other than that, I was short-sighted, meaning I can't see far away. Right.
Yeah.
That's all I knew. And so then I kind of just grew up with glasses, and I've never really thought to be like, hey, what is the technicalities of my eyes?
Yeah. Why am I blind? Yeah. Though to be
Why
fair,
are
if it
you
makes you
gay?
feel any better,
Are you legally
ass is-
blind?
No,
Wait,
no,
no.
no,
To be
no,
legally blind, legally blind is something even with glasses. I forget. Like I was thinking that legally blind was something like if you couldn't see a certain amount with glasses, then yeah, never mind. Ignore.
I don't know.
Yep. Will do.
I was just gonna say, if it makes you feel any better, Daniel, my ass is 21, and if like I'm a medical professional, but I hate going to the doctor. I'm still like that kid that I'm like, Mum, can you come with? And then the doctor will be like, what's going on? And I just look straight at my mum. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know my car's service history, but I had surgery like last year, and I probably couldn't tell you what it was.
Mhm.
I'm interested in that kind of stuff myself. Though, like, I like to know like what's going on.
Yeah, I should probably be better about that. Yeah. What do you guys having for dinner?
What are we having for dinner?
I think
Yeah.
we're having Mexican.
Like,
I think we're doing
is someone
Mexican of
doing
some sort.
Mexican, or are you guys going out?
Someone's cooking Mexican. Oh, I know there's corn chips involved. I don't know if we're
White
just having
people
nachos, but
back in the night.
yeah, boy, get them tacos. You know, the most revolutionary thing I discovered about
It's a soft
food
taco
to
shop.
do with like no, you're close. When I was in the States, I got served a taco salad, which is basically just corn chips that you like crush up a little bit, right? So you like your taco shell, quote unquote. You crush that up, and then you build your taco as if it's nachos.
Huh.
Rather
That
Okay.
just sounds like
having to deal-
nachos.
No,
Like,
but it's
what's-
not.
Isn't that
because
just
it's not
nachos with
mince.
broken
It's-
chips?
No, but you don't have lettuce and onion. Oh, you don't have onion. You don't have like all the little taco ingredients, like your salads and stuff. Don't go in a nachos. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know, but like, at this point, nacho is like meat.
Yeah,
as far
but
as I'm
nacho-
concerned,
nacho
nacho
mince, the
means
actual-
soup, right? I'm aware it is actually a specific dish, and I'm wrong for this. However, like nacho at this point is like a type of dish. Like if you've got
Sure.
chips and then like things with it. Well, I suppose I sort of run into a problem if I use that because any salad with chips then becomes nachos.
I'm just watching myself burn your own argument.
But I don't know. Yeah, I feel like,
No,
what-
it's a
like
little
once you've got
different because-
meat and chips, it's nachos, no matter what else you add to it.
Well, kind of, but nacho mince is a lot more. Oh, hang on, stand. Oh no, we're good. Is a lot more like runny. You know, like you've got your canned tomatoes, and it's a lot more of a soupy ragu. Whereas
Right.
taco mince is generally like dry. You know,
Yeah,
there's not
okay.
really any fluid holding it together. It's like little pieces of mince and stuff like that. It's all just it's held together by the spice.
I suppose there's no beans as well. I like beans. Well, no, not too big on baked beans, but like kidney beans.
I don't
and
like
stuff,
baked
other
beans because of the bloomin' tomato sauce they come in.
Yeah. I don't like the canned baked beans, but I actually quite like
No.
beans.
I like black beans. Like if you like, you know how you make like creamed mushrooms.
Yeah.
If you do like creamed black beans, that is a great sauce to put on anything Mexican. So good.
Yeah. Dan?
I don't know. I do not know what we're having for dinner.
Oh,
Is that what you were asking me, or were
Well,
you
you
asking
should
me?
probably
With
fix
No,
that, shouldn't you?
I was asking you what you're having for dinner.
Yeah,
Those
no,
dumb
I have no
comments.
idea. I rarely know.
Tell you what I bought the other today. The other day.
do you
Which I
have for
haven't had
dinner?
in
Excuse me?
years. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Answer your own question.
I
Gee.
have some some
This
chicken
is
fried
what we
rice
get all
I
the
made.
time, listeners. You know, he asks us these questions, never answers back.
And he goes, cool. And we're like, answer back.
Me and Luke
yeah.
have been trying to have we've been having these meetings for ages to talk about the future of the podcast. He never turns up.
Yeah.
It'd be funny.
It's actually
just
ridiculous.
like slander me,
No, he's trying to act like we're joking, listeners.
and before I'm just oblivious. No, I'm having chicken fried
Oh,
rice.
wait, you didn't tell him?
What? Chicken fried rice.
Yeah, I've got a wok. And I
Freaking
love it.
fried rice. Wait, no.
Chicken fried rice.
Um,
Chicken rice.
yeah,
chai.
No, buy a wok if you can. Woks are great.
Woks are great. Yeah, I will
I've got
die
a
on
rice.
that hill.
I've got a rice maker, and I can do anything. I like.
So wait, can we just stop? Can we just take that quote and and put that on a T-shirt right
I've
now?
got a rice
I have a
maker.
rice cooker and I can do anything. that is gold.
I have
right
a
there.
rice cooker, and I can do
Rice
anything.
cooker plus wok
That's what
equals anything.
That's what Genghis Khan said before he took over the world.
That's a good
That's
joke. You're a funny guy.
Thank
Did you have more you wanted to talk
That
about on
remind-
food?
Um,
Or because
yeah,
not,
no,
wanna-
I was going
okay,
to say
cool.
because that's the shortest food segment we've ever done on this podcast.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, no. I want to talk about woks. Woks are great. Woks are versatile cooking utensils. Luke, do you like woks?
I love woks, bro.
Okay, cool. Now we're done. Dan.
I was gonna say, so just talking about Genghis Khan, something
This reminds
that
me of
I've
Genghis.
been
Oh, God.
loving at the moment is a Spotify playlist called Northern Spirits.
That does sound like something I would like.
That's
Like moonshine.
what? No, it's a Spotify made playlist.
Oh,
And yeah, they have heaps of playlists that they make.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so it's a
Oh,
Spotify made playlist.
like, do you mean like pop or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay,
playlist.
sorry. Yeah, gotcha.
They're pop or like front left
Rock
or
yeah.
or
Front left. What,
deep
what,
and
front
dirty.
left?
I don't know. Yeah, they've got one called Front Left. I'm pretty sure it's called Front Left. Anyway, Northern Spirits, what it essentially is mostly like soft rock Viking chant songs.
Those are good.
And so most of it isn't English. It will be like Norwegian or Swiss or Scandinavian, other areas. And then there's also a band I really like called The Who. They have a few of their songs on there. They're Mongolian, which is why
Dan's
I
a
thought of it.
Scandinavian weeb.
Not the Who that I'm thinking of.
I'm learning
Are you
Norwegian, not
finished?
Scandinavian.
I know it. Same thing.
There's another band called the Who, right? That
Oh, sorry.
I'm
but
thinking of this.
I'm thinking of The Who as in the HU. That's how the name is spelled. Not
Not the
the-
one
I
with
was thinking.
Sting.
I thought we.
not
Yeah,
no,
not
that
yeah,
was
not-
the police.
No, the Sting
first
was
of
in
all.
the
Sting.
police.
Yeah.
Even
Oh,
I know
God.
that.
Yeah, shut up. I'm not good. I'm not good with music. Leave me alone.
Anyway, Dan, as you were.
Anyway, yeah, I just really enjoy it. It's like if you want to try something weird that's probably out of most people's taste in music, I recommend it. But it's nice, enjoyable music. There's only one or two songs that are like kind of heavy. The rest of them are actually like pretty soft. And it's just like most of the songs aren't even English, so you don't even know what they're talking about. So you're not caring about listening to the lyrics, right? You're just enjoying the music, and that's nice. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
It's my
good.
weird style
Sounds
of
like a
music.
vibe.
I'm enjoying like
Yeah.
Irish folk music at the moment quite a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fun. It's jaunty. Jaunty's the word I would use. I think.
Jaunty.
Yeah.
Sea jaunty?
Jaunty.
Yeah, it's kind of because I mean like I surely there's like a link between like Irish folk music and all that style and your sort of your sea shanties and whatnot.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, what was that band we used to listen to? Great Big Sea. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were Canadian guys though. So,
But
I
they
don't know how
sang
that got out there.
Irish. They sang.
Oh yeah, they did have
Irish
some Irish
sea
songs.
shanties.
Yeah.
Um,
A Girl Up on the Shore. Cry every time.
Meanwhile, on the complete other side of the spectrum, I'm busy listening to UK bass.
You've got like EDM.
I mean,
Do you know what I enjoy listening to, and I think it makes me a boomer, is the radio now in my car. I like listening to I like listening
No,
to
the radio's
RNZ.
actually pretty good.
I like listening to RNZ in the morning as I drive to work, and I get all my news updates, and I'm like, ooh, this is coming up today. And I tune in at 1, and it's great. It's a good time.
Now, can I just say as well, like on watching the news, I've moved houses now, and we still don't have a TV. But living with my family, we had a TV, but like we didn't have what do you got?
You had like a 50-inch
we
LCD
didn't
from
have
2008.
channels. Yeah, we didn't have channels,
No,
and
they
we
had
didn't
a
really use
decent
the TV to watch television. We used it for games and movies and that kind of stuff. And this week, I worked on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All of those days I worked, I was at the station for about 6 o'clock. So I got to watch the news for 3 nights in a row. And I'll tell you what a novelty, man.
Oh yeah,
Watching the news is actually like so
I
cool.
love the news. I love
You
watching
guys
the
should,
news.
if you don't watch the news, chuck the telly on 1 at 6 o'clock and bloody watch the news, man. It's
I mean,
good.
let's I be a bit extra, but what I'm currently enjoying is Parliament TV, which
I don't think I can quite relate to you there, though, brother.
no, that's like the news, but as it's happening, it's great.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say that Parliament TV, they act like a bunch of children in there.
Oh,
man.
yeah, absolutely, it's wonderful. It's my favorite thing.
To
You've
be
got-
fair, I have seen
You've got
some
people
stuff, and
who are
I'm
in
just like,
charge of the
there's
country, like
bickering
having
like
schoolyard
7-year-olds
arguments.
fighting over
It's
whose turn it is
funny.
with the action man.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's
it's
so
my
hilarious.
favorite thing. I love it.
Yeah, I really just haven't had enough experience. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say I haven't had enough. I haven't had much experience with just TV.
I
Yeah,
think you're better
yeah.
off. Your case, Daniel. I think my case too. You're better off watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians and Bloomin' Parliament TV.
Yeah, although like,
I think
similar
Dad
to-
would enjoy it. Like
I hate
if I
politics,
explained you the basic but if I explain you you don't watch it for the politics, you watch it for the politicians being acting like children. And it's
That is
it's
the
it's like
best
it's like a
part, to be
drama
fair.
show. It's so good. Winnie Pete goes up and he has like a slam against Seymour, and then Seymour gets back up and has a bit of a
Seymour
row.
goes, "Oh!" and then stands up and talks about how Winston Peters one
And
time,
someone
like,
calls Winston a drunk, and then they get told off by the speaker. It's great.
It just goes on. It's just
why
the
not just
channel
watch
that
a
just keeps
drama
giving.
show?
Because it's real
Because that's
drama.
fake. This is like legit.
This is
Yeah.
This is
legitimate.
happening in the capital of our country,
This is happening at Wellington.
Yeah.
Wellington.
Willing.
Wellington.
Yeah. But
Have you- okay, no, complete change of topic again. Back to food. Have you guys ever had beef Wellington?
yes,
No.
I actually made one recently.
Ah,
And
you
I mean
make me
recently. It was when I was. I suppose it's not recently anymore. It was it'd be about 7 weeks ago, just before I left.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
didn't
I've
offer
not
me
actually
any?
tried it. And I'm actually upset now that I found out you made it when you were still in my local area.
yeah, it's very interesting.
He just ignores the fact that we're
He
mad
just
at him.
completely ignores the fact
Look.
that we're upset with him. Yeah.
To me, it was good, but I wouldn't serve you one I hadn't made without a sous vide machine, because it is impossible to bring up to temp correctly.
Yeah, that's true.
You really do need to like sous vide the meat so it cooks, and then bring it up to temp in the oven the next day.
It's
Anyway,
quite a process. I've always wanted to try
What-
like a
what-
proper
what
one. I've
is it?
watched like
Can
it's-
one of you two describe it?
sure, it's eye fillet wrapped in a mushroom duxelle, which is essentially ground mushroom and spices, into a paste, and then you spread that out on prosciutto, which is cured ham. Then you wrap that in a chives crepe, and then you wrap that in pastry, and then you put it in the oven.
Huh.
so basically like a big
It's
fat,
like a massive sausage roll.
cut of meat, which then has layers of a layer of mushroom, a
Mhm.
layer of herbs, a layer of whatever Ethan said I've forgotten already.
Yeah.
Prosciutto.
Wrap that in pastry, prosciutto. Wrap that in pastry and then cook it.
Huh.
To put it very crudely.
That sounds
And
kind
yeah, it's
of
like
nice.
imagine like a giant sausage roll but gourmet.
Giant gourmet sausage roll. Got it.
Essentially.
Take the cheapest, nastiest party food, make it gourmet.
Make it like very flashy. No, don't flame sausage rolls. Take that back.
Yeah, sausage rolls are
no,
great.
I
Okay,
think we've
actually
talked-
though,
mean?
No, stop. I think we've talked about it before, right? And they're very inconsistent, right? You can
That's true, but don't diss the saucies, man.
you can
I'll tell you what.
really nasty sausage rolls, and it's
I'll tell you what
but still,
upsets
you
me
you
the most.
and you used to eat them, Daniel.
That's true.
Dan
I
would
still
know.
do.
you go back for more. Don't come in here acting all about sausage
I think
rolls.
the worst sausage rolls are the ones that have mixed vegetables in them. Don't at me.
Oh, that's not a sausage roll. That's a disgrace.
I don't even know if I've had any with mixed vegetables in them.
I don't. I think if I got wind that there was a vegetable in there, I would leave the party.
It
Although-
is heartbreaking when you buy a sausage roll. You can't see mixed vegetables in it. You bite in and you just see carrot, corn, and peas.
And you get a nice diced
like-
piece of carrot, and you're just like,
and it's
well,
cold because it doesn't heat properly in the
Okay.
pie warmer.
Actually, yes.
Oh.
Okay, I have seen those before and had them. I'll tell you something though, right? So,
Let me tell you something, boy.
Vanessa, my girlfriend's mum, she made burger patties a while ago while I was staying there, and she put vegetables in them. And I had never had burger patties with like vegetables
Yep.
in them, right? With like capsicum
Yeah.
stuff. But they were honestly like some of the best burger patties I've had in a long time.
oh yeah.
It
If
was
you do it
delicious.
right, if you're not just chucking bloody half a cup of mixed vegetables into your meat like patty mix,
Mhm.
that's a crime. That's a war crime.
Wow.
But like
yeah.
if you kind of have any idea what you're doing and you put like you can incorporate
Yeah.
them, I think that's good. I made meatballs the other day.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me tell my meatball story. I made
Yeah.
meatballs and we had leftover veggies, so I blitzed up broccoli, cauliflower, and a few other veggies and seasoned them off a bit and gave them a quick like fast fry, and then added that all into the actual the meatball mix. And those were good.
Mm.
They were bloody good meatballs.
Personally, I'm a Puritan when it comes to like meat, like those type of things, like meat patties and meatballs. Like I want them
It
to be
should like
meat.
be meat and just be
And
solid.
I
meat.
don't want breadcrumbs as binders. I just
Huh,
want it
okay.
because most of those things come from the fact that most of the reason those packages are in place is to compensate for using low quality cuts of meat, right?
Yeah.
Or wanting to buff up the food.
Yeah,
Essentially,
yeah.
make more of it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think both are perfectly fine. I just have a preference for like
Yeah, I
you know,
mean,
keeping
makes
it
sense.
keeping it meat.
Yeah, okay.
Keeping it meat. I fully agree. Like, if someone said, "Oh, do you want to have burgers?" I'm expecting a big old slab of meat in between a piece of cheese and some lettuce. You know.
What
When
is
it's like,
interesting
oh,
to
look
do
at all
though
this fancy stuff. I'm like,
is to
I
mix
didn't
your
know I was
meats.
signing up for this. Mix your
Ooh.
meats.
Yeah, I've had a burger which was made of a ground mince or ground beef and ground bacon, and that was real interesting because because you got the bacon
cool. I'd agree
flavor,
with that.
you got the
Yeah.
bacon flavor, but you didn't have like your normal bacon strips. And I don't know about you, but I have really mixed feelings about eating bacon and sandwiches or like chicken, because as soon as you take like a bite, it never breaks cleanly, and you always like drag half it out, and then the rest of your sandwich has no bacon in it.
Yeah, I know that feeling. It's not enough.
And you don't want
like,
to sit
make
there
me
sort of
wanna-
like gnawing on the sandwich to make sure it's a clean,
Yeah.
like, clean break. You want to take a
Yeah, you
wanna
take
just-
a bite,
just
you
wanna-
just got it sitting there in your hand, up to your
Yeah.
mouth, just going.
It is annoying, but it's part of the experience, you know.
Speaking
Like,
of gnawing, though, corn is amazing. Like on the cob, it's my favorite.
okay,
thing.
no, straight up, mealies are great. If you get like a nice good sweet corn, you flip and boil that down, and you just munch on that.
Slather that with some salt and butter. Oh, because I love salt. I gotta say, you other brothers can't deny. Corn cob slathered with salt. I don't know the lyrics to that song.
A good corn on the cob is amazing, but I've had too many like plain ones, like just no flavor
Yeah.
at all. That
I think,
I don't
think
get
corn's
excited
hit or
seeing
miss.
corn on the cob.
Yeah,
I
corn's
get it-
kinda
I
hit
get
or miss
excited-
like a watermelon in a way. You know, like sometimes you'll crack open a
yeah,
watermelon and it just tastes like water, and other times you crack it open, you're like, oh, this is amazing. Same with corn. You're like biting a corn and it's like, this is like the best sweet corn I've ever
Now,
had. And
this
then other times it's just, I'm getting dogged by this corn right now. What the hell?
This may be a experience that's only unique to me, but I've personally found that corn is not like a staple household like food as it is in America, right?
It was in my house because it's a massive part of South African food.
But so for me, that pretty much
time.
meant whenever you saw corn, it was made by someone who knew what to do with it. Because, when something is like... What? Is that like an alarm?
I was listening to you.
Probably playing like the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly theme or something.
I've completely lost my train of
Corn.
thought.
People making corn. People who make corn know how to make corn.
The Indian call calls my train to derail. Corn good.
I just reminded you your whole train of thought. You were saying that
was not listening.
Here people don't really do corn. So when people do corn, they normally know how they're doing corn.
Yeah, well, I think that's true.
Don't take that out of context.
When everything is when something is like a common food, now like cake, a chocolate cake, no one makes good chocolate cake in my opinion. I do not like most people who make cakes make them terribly dry. And can't say I'm a fan. They also don't bake precisely. It's baking with cup measurements is a slur. Anyway.
Baking with cup measurements is a slur, did you say?
Yeah.
What else would you bake with?
Gram measurements.
Huh. Okay.
For people wondering why, humidity and the weather affects how much it goes into a cup, and it's inconsistent, especially when you're dealing with different.
It'll only
things.
be like grams different though. Like
grams can make a difference, Daniel. You'd be surprised.
To you guys,
is very unforgiving.
Yes. You would be incredible.
We've talked about
surprised.
this before. How different. I think we've talked about it on the podcast. Anyway, might have been just one of our normal conversations, but how you guys are definitely more you're not picky.
Noticed.
Like you guys will eat most foods. But you definitely
more so than Ethan. He's more of a snob than I am.
Yeah.
But you're definitely more
we like food a lot more, and that also means that when there's bad food, it hurts us a lot more. Food we consider
even
bad.
Even just average food.
Yeah.
Whereas me, it's like, yes, a nice meal is a really nice meal. An average meal is a meal, and it doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah, it boils down to the old thing where someone who look at a painting and be like, "Damn, that's a good painting," but to a trained eye, they can point out every little thing that's wrong with it.
Right.
Same thing with food in a way. Like to someone who just likes food, they'll be like, "Yeah, this is tasty as I like this. I like the salt and the sauce." Whereas to people like me and Ethan who've worked in kitchens and have, I guess, more of a switched-on tongue, or what do they call it?
Palate. We also got beat over the head.
We got more of an advanced palate, and we got beat over the head. Yeah, if we didn't get an advanced palate, when we eat food, we can go, "Oh yeah, this would have been better with chives instead of fennel or something." But...
And to anyone who who is asking if a gram can make a question, the simple thing is double your go over with baking soda or baking powder and try baking your normal recipe with that.
Go what? Go over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a little bit. Go, oopsies.
If you're talking about flour and things like that, no, unless you're making a very specific bread.
Yeah.
You've got about 10 grams either way before things start going lopsided. When it comes to sugar, you've got about 5 grams either way, depending on the type of sugar. Dark cane sugar is great, but it is really sensitive to your measurements.
Depends on the recipe as well. Like if it's something like marshmallow, or you're cooking, you're putting boiling sugars in your egg whites or something. And
sugar is the worst.
It's the worst. You've got to be super specific. But yes.
Well, come back next week, guys, to learn how to roast a steak.
Roast a steak.
Hang on, I'm also. That took me. I didn't respond because I was just processing what you just said. Hang on, can you just say that again? Can you just confirm to me that you said roast a steak?
No, I said we're going to be boiling cheese next week.
I thought you were going to boil.
Hey, that's
bread.
a fondue. Boiled cheese is great. No.
Oh,
that's not
great. Boiled,
is
it?
I'm joking. No, it's just melted. Although fondue, let's talk about that because I love cheese fondue. Fondue's great. We should have more fondues. you serious?
I've had chocolate fondue.
I've
You
had
know,
it
like
a
a
few
chocolate
times.
fountain.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like
Actually.
I was gonna say
It always
fondue.
makes me think of Asterix and
Dead ass,
Obelix in
the best.
Switzerland.
The stick.
Mm.
The stick.
Get the stick! Yeah.
Oh dear. I've
You guys
dropped
don't know what
my
we're talking
bread.
about. Go read Asterix and Obelix in Switzerland. It's so
Mhm,
good.
mhm.
If you like cheese,
Mhm.
and you like good times.
It's
Yeah,
it's
cheese is.
Not cheese with your good times. Let me make that abundantly clear.
What's the worst cheese?
But the worst cheese, blue.
yeah, easy blue.
Anything with mold and that's stinky. Not a fan.
I'm gonna maybe like Colby.
I don't like.
Like
Colby.
tasty.
Oh, you mean like generic cheese, or
yeah.
are you talking like fancy cheese?
You
the
can
worst
get-
cheese
you can
is
get
generic
fancy.
stuff.
You can
No,
get
okay,
fancy if you
I'll,
want,
I'll,
but
I'll
I
bring
mean-
it back down to your $10 kilo block. It's tasty cheese. That's the worst.
Yeah, taste is. not good.
It's got like a weird
Although,
underlying
how-
flavor, and it's
however-
super crumbly. I don't like it.
I prefer tasty for making grilled cheese with mixed with other cheese because the problem with other cheese when you melt them is they have no flavor.
That's true. You have a fair point, but then I don't really like the melted tasty flavor.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I suppose it comes down to people. If I'm making a proper grilled cheese, I go to like my local cheese shop and have them cut me some different slices.
I'll be honest. I'm
See,
not
I'm
sure
poor, so-
I'd be able to tell a massive difference, like as to what cheese we're using, and that's because
Right.
I always have it like with something, you know, as in.
I'm gonna be.
I think if you,
And then if
I
I've
think
got
I
to-
could genuinely tell you the difference between a slice of Colby, a slice
Yeah.
of
Yeah, but
Edam,
I
a
never
slice
just
of,
eat
like
cheese.
mild cheddar and taste it. I do.
Yeah.
So like
I'm
if
gonna
I'm
be-
having a cheese sandwich, it's still a cheese, mayonnaise, and barbecue sauce sandwich,
Yeah.
right?
I-
Like
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you. If you gave me two cheeses and I tried them, I'd be able to taste a difference, but I couldn't name them.
right, yeah.
So like what I know is I know what I like from tasting it and knowing the name, but I can't do the reverse. I can't taste something, know that I like it, and then be like,
Right,
oh, that's this.
Right. I think my order for the basic cheeses is Colby's at the top, Edam second, then it's the mild cheddar, and then it's tasty.
I think I'm a big fan of cheddar. I like cheddar.
I like it too, but it's annoying to cut because it gets crumbly sometimes.
That's very true.
So the taste isn't that significantly better that I'd
What
rather
about
buy cheddar over like Colby because it just crumbles sometimes and it's annoying.
Have you done much work with proper mozzarella?
I've made proper mozzarella.
Yeah, with like the mozzarella curds. It's real neat.
Yeah.
You've got to like
I
drop it
haven't-
in like
I-
water and stuff.
Yeah, Dad went through a massive cheese making phase, and I paid attention to that, helped out a little bit. So I do have cheese making experience under my belt, but not too much. I've like goofed around with a bit of cheese. We made like halloumi, we made feta, we made mozzarella, and I think we did like a proper block. We made Gouda or something that like sat out for like, I don't know how many months, just in its wax, whatever. Then we cracked that open. It was good. I think it was like a smoked Gouda we tried to do or something.
I remember that. I remember your dad doing that because he did a whole cheese camp, didn't he?
Yeah, he did cheese courses. He got really
That was-
invested in it. It was pretty cool actually. Halloumi's good.
Yeah, because I remember
I
both
like halloumi a lot.
both
Sweet
my
cheese.
older brother and my dad
Yeah.
went to the camp and did a few of the courses or whatever.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that'll be us for tonight, boys.
Yeah, good little catch up.
It was good
Yeah.
fun. I'm always surprised. Okay, not always. I'll admit
How
there
we-
have been some times where it felt like it felt like certain episodes have felt like it's dragged on. But like
Yeah.
honestly, we got to about an hour and I was like, wait, we've been talking for an hour already?
Yeah.
When I looked too, I was like, dang, this one's gone pretty
Yeah.
good.
To be fair though, when it feels like it drags, it's almost guaranteed because we've done an episode within a day or like a couple a
Yeah.
close recording session.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
But anyway, like, and that kind of, guys, is the reason we. I was talking to a listener, not you guys.
All right.
Like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of why we started this, right? Because we do often, and we just enjoy chatting to each other, and time
We just
Yeah.
enjoy the
kind of
pants, man,
flies
yeah.
by when we're just ranting, and
Having a yarn.
Having a
and
good old- Good old chat.
yeah, we're so arrogant that we thought, well, people must enjoy what we're talking about. So
If we like listening to us,
yeah,
everyone must. Whoa.
exactly.
Other people. Yeah.
So anyway, thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah, thanks.
Not sure what's coming up next for us. I mean, more episodes will be coming
hopefully-
out, but
Hopefully we have a guest in the next episode.
yeah,
Hopefully we'll have a guest.
we'll try and
Might
have
be
a
a
guest.
returning guest.
return guest
a
might be a
returning
new guest.
too.
Might be an anti-guest. What does that mean? I don't
That
know,
means
but it
I'm not
might
gonna
be
on
one.
it.
And until then, enjoy your up and go, work out,
Join the Discord.
and subscribe to us on. Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, we've got to plug our stuff. Yeah, sorry. Subscribe to us on like Spotify or wherever you find your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram. You can contact us if you need to on Gmail at upngowmuffins@gmail.com. You can find our Discord in the description of this podcast. You can find us on YouTube at upandgo. What are we on YouTube? Up and Go W Muffins?
Something like that.
Up and Go W Muffins.
You run the channel.
Up and Go W Muffins podcast. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yep, you'll find us there. And until next time.
Well, whoa. I sell my mixtape in a box on the corner of 2M and what's another street in Christchurch? Just on the corner of 2M.
If you go to the Christchurch University, just look out for
It's an honor system. Like fruit.
Yeah.
Fruit stands in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Just
Imagine doing that, downloading the episode, putting it on a disc, and then selling the disc.
No.
How good would that be?
That'd be funny. All right.
Anyway, thanks for listening, and goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Battery.